My name is Ellen, and I'm left-handed. People often ask me questions about being left-handed. At some point, those questions got quite annoying. But then I realized people were just curious about it. So I thought, why not share my experience with everyone on the internet? And here I am. I wouldn't describe my life as difficult, but every left-handed person would agree with me that the whole world is made for right-handed people. It's understandable because only 10% of all people in the world are left-handed. First of all, you can't imagine how difficult it is to use something as simple as scissors. When I'm trying to cut something, it's almost impossible to do it in a straight line. And sometimes, I can't cut anything at all. It's the same with many other things as well. It's just difficult and makes us look clumsy. Thankfully, left-handed scissors exist, and I always carry them around in case I will need them. Everything that is super comfortable for right-handed people will be a little bit uncomfortable for lefties. Like when I'm writing in a notebook, I always have the ink on the side of my hand because I have to lay my hand on the part of the page where there is already something written. It even has a name. It's called Silver Surfer Syndrome. You can Google it. And oh, it's so hard to open cans. Just try it with your left hand. It's almost impossible. I was a Girl Scout when I was younger, and of course we were learning to tie knots. And I wasn't able to make even the simplest one. Everyone already learned to do 2 or 3, and I was still struggling. Everybody was looking at me like I wasn't as smart as them, and our counselor said, "Weird, this should be easy." I felt so embarrassed, and I couldn't even explain that it was because I'm left-handed. It would have sounded like an excuse. Something as simple as sitting in a classroom can be problematic. You know those chairs that have a small table attached to them? Yeah, they're usually on the right side. So I have to stretch my left hand in order to write, and it's quite tiring. And if there are 2-person desks in the classroom, then I can only sit on the left side, because otherwise our elbows would hit each other. Those are just the small things, but there are hundreds of them. But I got used to them. What I can't get used to are questions. Believe me, any lefty can relate to those questions. How can you write like that? Or, why are you left-handed? I don't know how I can write like that. I do it just like you do. And how would I know why I am left-handed? And every time they say, "Oh, I have a friend/relative who is left-handed," that's nice, but it's not like we are needed to be told about that all the time. People also often say how left-handed people are more creative, and there are a lot of weird facts about us. Like, we are more prone to mental illnesses, more of us tend to become alcoholics, and we are more emotional than right-handed people. But it all sounds so weird and unrealistic. It's not like right-handed people can't be creative or emotional, right? You would think that I don't like being left-handed because I experience small difficulties every day. But in reality, I love it. It always felt like I'm in a secret society or something. I always notice when someone on TV uses their left hand, and then I'm instantly in love with that character. I don't think that being left-handed makes me special, but it sure does make it feel like it sometimes. And in general, there are many benefits of being left-handed. For example, many left-handed athletes have an advantage because other athletes are not used to left-handed opponents. And also, if you read history, you will find that left-handed people were treated badly before. Many thought that being left-handed meant that you were evil. Think of it. Even if we say that someone is correct, we say right. But now, it's much better. My parents have even read a book about raising a left-handed child because we have a bit different ways of learning and doing stuff. It's not like we are worse at learning, it's just that we need other approaches for learning sometimes, especially if it concerns doing something with your hands. Despite that, I'm a bit skeptical about left-handed people being more creative. I do tend to like creative stuff more. It's not like I dislike science or math, but I'm much better at more creative subjects like art or literature. I'm very proud of being left-handed, and the older I get, the less I stress about it. People now ask less questions about it. Now they don't even care, and I like it. But if you're right-handed and want to ask a question about being a lefty, feel free to do it. But please don't ask questions like, "How do you write like that?" because we probably won't be able to answer. Like and share if you are a lefty as well. Let's see how many of us are here, and write your questions to left-handed people in the comments.